Black Hand Entertainment, man. They was trying to bring out some new rappers out of New York. The boy Chaz Williams, Big Boy, Big D Boy back in the days. You know, they had the Supreme team. Y'all go look it up, man. These is the big ballers over there in that NY, man, in Queens and the Bronx. And these boys was trying to do the Suge Knight, get the record label. You know what I'm saying? And some people got knocked off and some people made it. You know, Harry O over here on the West Coast, they say that's how Death Row and all them got started. So, you know, this is some East Coast street politics here. Let's continue.
Donald Goins, a host of other people on that Black Gangster album from Donald Goins. He did that. So I was head of his security. 50 was over there. I had a group myself called No Fear. They was from Harlem. This guy named Mel, hot, crazy. He would have been bigger than Jay-Z had he not listened to the guys that was pulling him away.
Wait a minute. We always got these people we gonna make hot. This Gene Deal for y'all that just got here. You know, he was head of security, former police officer. You know what I'm saying? Kind of the same way the Reggie White over here on the West Coast. You understand me? He was former police officer, then head of security for the big, you know what I mean, hip hop groups back in the day. So he got a lot of intel, a lot of insight. But hold on, man. You can't just be putting players ahead of Jay-Z. Y'all might be mad at Jay-Z because of the things he do, but I'm just saying lyric for lyric, bar for bar, Jay-Z got to go down as top 5, man. Old Jigga. You know, then he got the R&B brawl, Beyonce, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the baddest bitch in the game wearing my chain. I got the R&B bitch. I got dreams of working the R&B. Come on, man. Jigga did his thing. You might not like him now. They say he the devil, Illuminati. But Gene Deal. Don't just be giving people crowns because they got dudes that didn't make it. Your corn megas, your papooses. I got bars, but they didn't make it past Jay-Z. It take more than bars. You did?
Trust and believe. His name was Swar. They call him Swar. His name was Mel.
I don't
crazy, lyrically crazy. He was so hot.
He might got lyrics.
Yo,
you gotta know how to make
might hate
song.
this. 50 will take anybody. Mel was over there putting hooks on 16 bars. He'll do 16 bars. He was the first one doing that. 50 took that and put it on the street first. He heard it from Mel and put it on the streets and started putting it on tapes and taking people music. Mel was taking people music.
The Ice Cube did that. Jacket for Beats. Come on now, Gene Deal. Don't just be capping, player. Come on, man. Hit the like button for Uncle Wisdom.
Music and redoing their songs. Like if you do the hot song and you was an R&B or a rapper and you had a hot beat, Mel will take your beat. He would take your song and do a whole new song and put it on a CD. But he wasn't putting it in the street like 50. 50 took that idea, ran with him, blew him straight up. Crazy. Everybody want the 50 Cent track. Everybody want to hear from 50. That's how that got to Eminem from hearing 50 mixtapes. But that ideal came from Lil Mel from 112th Street. So I was going up to Black Hands and everything like that. So then we was going to do a show in a party in Vegas. And I had seen 50 at the Black Hands a couple of times. So when we got off the plane, I made sure 50 was good. And I made sure 50 was all right. We was like, I said, you all right? He said, yeah, you all right? He said, yeah. I said, you can handle this? He said, yeah, I can handle this. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got a lot of rat, bastards out here. And because I was in law enforcement and everything like that, I didn't, me making sure he was all right because he was a part of our team, somebody don't look at that like us, we being safe. I'm looking at us, you all gonna be safe. I don't care what the circumstances of the situation was at that time in my life. So 50 was all right. So we was down at the gate where we was giving a party, and it was just me and 50. And we was just talking. 50 was the type of dude, he was young, and he would just write everything. You know, you be talking to him, and he be writing down. That's why I think that song he got called Hands Up or Up in Here or something like that. He said, I got the savoir faire. I told him what savoir faire mean. That was my company. You know what I'm saying? Or get up. I think that's the song or whatever like that. You know, so he said, I got the savoir.
Come on, man. We got Big Gene Deal here, man. Former bodyguard for Puffy, former police. He doing a lot of embellishing on his exploits. He all talking about he had the baddest rap in the game, better than Jay-Z. So, you know, they come on here, they get a little whiskey wine up in them. You know what I mean? He a big player, man. Some of my big players, man. Take this style right here. He got a nice shirt on, got a few pieces on. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself look like something. But back to Gene Deal. He done got a little whiskey wine up in him. He done, you know, he embellishing a little bit here. Come on, Gene. I don't know if your dude was better than Jay-Z. People be acting like Papoose got flows. Papoose only know how to mess with manly-looking women. You dig?
Fair. That was the name of my company, Savoir Fair. You know what I'm saying? So I told him what it meant. So he put that in his song. So long story short, Irv Gotti and Supreme and all them pulled up. And Supreme jumped out the car. And him and 50 was just mean mugging each other. And Supreme was telling me, like, yo, Gene, tell the old man that I'm not coming to the party and everything like that. And we going over to this other spot and everything like that. I said, y'all not coming, you're not gonna go up there and tell him yourself? He said, nah, man. And him, you know, he never took his eye off 50. And 50 never took his hand off one of my girlfriends. And I was like, because he was leaning over the thing like this, and I knew where he had put it at. So 50 was leaning over the thing like this. I was like, yo, damn. So I was like, why he was mean mugging? I didn't know it was a problem between them two at the time. So he got back in the limousine, they drove off. And so then I told Chaz the situation. I was like, yo, what you calling them ain't coming to the party? Because he asked me, did I see them? I said, yeah, they came up in a limousine. They said they wasn't coming to the party. You know what I'm saying? He said, I said, but him and 50 was mean mugging each other. He was like, yeah. He started laughing. Chad started laughing. I said, yeah. He said, so what happened? I said, nothing. 50 was all right. He said, what you mean 50 all right? I said, he had one of my girlfriends with him. And then Chad said, he had what? He said, go get that from him. I said, man. Yo, he good, man. He be all right. He all right. He said, man, boy. So that was it. So me and 50, we just became cool. We just used to talk. And then
Peaceful P, what's going on with you, nephew? We up in here talking about Gene Deal, man. Former police, former bodyguard for Puffy, man. He in here letting everybody know what's going on behind the scenes, man. You know, he giving up some of the player news on how it really, really went down in New York in these times and why 50 Cent really don't like Ja Rule and R.I.P. Irv Gotti. And some of y'all might understand why it went down like that. Go ahead, Gene Deal.
after the big fight that he had with Ja Rule in Atlanta, Ja Rule and the people like that in Atlanta, they set up a meeting at Black Hands. So they set the meeting up at Black Hands, you know, for them to talk. But prior to that, they had caught 50 at I don't know if it was the Hit Factory or the Sound, the Hit Factory or the Sound Studio, one of them studios down on 40th Street like that, or 50-something Street, and they stabbed him up. Now, they stabbed 50 up. So now Chaz had worked the deal out. Nobody knows this, bro. Chaz had worked the deal out for Irv Gotti and them to give 50 $250,000. He had worked the deal for them to get $250,000. So now, don't nobody supposed to know this but 50 and Chaz. and Irv Gotti and them team. So now, whatever the situation is, Chaz told 50 when they was in Atlanta, he said, go talk to Ja, man. Y'all talk that shit out. But he never asked 50 how 50 felt about it. This is the conversation that me and 50 is having. Because we had this conversation in Dr. Dre's studio when I was bodyguarding Scott Storch. You understand? So now, when 50 went over to Ja, he just snuffed him, cracked. Because Ja had a little baseball bat in his hand, hitting it like this.
He snuffed him, son.
You know, so when 50 got close enough, 50 snuffed him. So they all tried to jump. Chaz jumped in there, grabbed 50, but they wasn't going to try to hit 50. After Chaz grabbed him, they wasn't going to try to hit 50. And if they'd have hit Chaz, they knew all hell would have been broken out. All hell would have been loose in Queens. You understand? They was just trying to get to 50, but they couldn't get to him because Chaz had grabbed him up and everything like that. So Chaz took him to the room. You understand? He said.
So Big Chaz would have been a boy like Big Meech. He ended up getting some time. His record label never took off. You know, Big Meech, if he would have had Young Jeezy, he might have bubbled. You got to get that, you know, cornerstone artist if you're going to be a big D-boy and try to transfer over into the music game. You know, things have changed. You got to get that cornerstone artist, man. You understand me?
My man, why you do that and stuff like that? And 50 explained to him, you know, he trying to act like he was a certain way, you know, Ja Rule. So he snuffed him in the whole 9 yards. He didn't know he had the bat in his hand. He was acting like he wanted something. And then Chaz found out later that 50 got Ja chained. You understand? And so then Chaz asked 50, what do you want to be? Because he found he had the chain. He said, what are you going to be, a robber or a rapper? I need to know this.
So taking a rapper's chain been going on. This is part of street lore, hip-hop lore. Everybody say black people don't have any culture, but every nationality wants to steal black culture. Amazing.
And 50 said, what, I supposed to lose my watch, brother? You know what I'm saying? I lost my watch. He lose something, I lose something. You know what I'm saying? So now Chaz gave 50 Movado with diamonds in it for his watch, for him losing his watch at the time. I don't know what kind of watch 50 had, but that's what Chaz gave him. 50 eventually gave the chain back, and Ja got his chain back like that. So now the deal is going sour from the 250,000 they were supposed to give 50. You understand? They were supposed to give 250,000 because they was thinking that 50 was supposed to, they had put out paperwork and lies that 50 snitched and 50 didn't snitch. 50 ain't say nothing about that stabbing. That came from the DJ and the engineer, and the prosecutor put 50 name in the paperwork as a protective witness. You understand? But 50 ain't give him no kind of statement or nothing like that.
We got Big Gene Deal up in here, man. Y'all go ahead and tap in and tap that like button if you're just getting up in here, man. Help Uncle Wisdom get in the algorithm one time. We got Big Gene Deal, man. He giving up the game on the 50 Cent, Ja Rule, Irv Gotti beef. A lot of people think 50 Cent out of pocket for when he's, say, smoking on the Irv Gotti pack. But hey, man, them people tried to off that man. They were supposed to done poked him up, and now they tried to snuff him, son. Then they tried to blicky him down. B. Seemed like 50 came out on the other side. Let's go.
That was checked and clarified. You understand what I'm saying? So he didn't give him no kind of statement. So they were supposed to give 50 to 250,000, but the manager of 50 found out. I don't know who told him. I don't know how he got the information. So then after the fight, you understand, they decided they wasn't going to get a 250,000 because 50 didn't come to the meeting. All right. This meeting was at Black Hands in Queens, right?
I wouldn't have went to no meeting either. They might have tried to do something else. If you in the street life, somebody just poked you up. Now you want to do another meeting? We had a meeting before this. Now they got poked up. No, I ain't coming to no meeting.
Supreme had an office downstairs. Black Hands was upstairs. So now Chaz is calling me. Say, where you at? I said, I'm on my way, bro. Y'all doing this shit at 1 o'clock. I got a job. I'm working. You understand? But I'm coming through my lunch break, you know what I'm saying? Like that. He said, yo, you heard from 50. I was like, nah, why should I hear from 50? He said, yo, he ain't here, bro. He ain't here. So I said, call him. He said, I've been calling him. He not picking up. So I said, all right. So I call him. So I call him. 50 pick up on the first ring. I said, what up, Fifth? I said, what up, Fifth? What's going on? He said, nothing, Gene, what's happening? I said, yo, man, why you ain't at the meeting? He said, oh, you know, I knew that was the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He said, oh, I got to go down to Columbia. I know it was Columbia, Tommy Mottola, something like that. He told him like that. He said, yo, tell them to reschedule it. And I said, man, you call and tell them. You understand? He said, tell him, Gene, do that for me. I said, yeah, all right. So then I called Chaz back. I said, I just got to 50, man. He said, tell y'all to reschedule it, man. He said, man, everybody's out here. He knew about it. Chaz started running down on me like this. I said, yo, bro, he said he ain't going to be able to make it, bro. Y'all don't know what you want me to do, bro. I'll be there in a minute and everything like that. So now me and Chaz meet up. Chaz tells me, yo, we ain't dealing with 50 no more. And I said, we? He said, yeah, he's not doing what Black Hands need to do for him. I said, all right. I said, but we? What do you mean we? He said, well, I made the introduction to y'all too. So, and you're part of Black Hands and everything like that. I'm just letting you know what we're not doing. Well, I said, yo, Chaz, I'm my own man.
But if he didn't speak up right there, see, when you're a part of something, you're part of a gang, you're part of a sector, you're part of an allegiance, you're in some kind of lodge. Yeah, even on this YouTube, some kind of sector, you know, certain channels you're supposed to have allegiance to. If you go somewhere else, somebody get upset with you. You know, you got to be your own man. Like somebody try to say you part of this particular sector. You go on these particular channels. So this is their ideology is your ideology. The way they feel is how you feel. Then somebody come to your channel and want to get upset. Same way in the streets. Same way you got to be thinking, nephew, when you at your job. You got certain dudes hang out with certain dudes, and some go down, then it make all y'all look bad. Somebody can't get your friend, then they'll try to get you. We can't get his brother, then we get his cousin. You know, that goes all the way up to the, you know, higher ups, even with the America, with the president. They can't make a move on you this way, they'll put some stress on you that way. The same way at your job, human resources. If he can't get you this way, or he in the union, so I got to keep putting little small penalties on him, little small infractions until I can get him up out of here. Yeah, maybe I give him change his work schedule, give him some different hours. You know, bother him, just slowly want you out of there. You can be in an apartment building, everybody looking at you crazy, everybody talking to you. They don't say good morning no more. The energy's different. They want you up out of there. So we taking a look at this, but you can learn from this. When you're in a bad situation, when you're in a situation and you ain't feeling comfortable, nephew, when you're in a situation and you know it ain't conducive for what you got going on, then you got to get up out of there. We talking about 50 Cent, but this could be a chick. She got you always in a bad situation. Got to learn from this, nephew. 50 Cent said, I ain't messing with nobody. I'm going my own way. And look like 50 Cent turned out a lot better than these other big-time D-boys, these other big-time drug dealers. Some of them made it. QC and them, they say they were some big boys in Atlanta. Suge Knight, he was in the game. Hey, look at Suge now. You know, you had the South, they had Tony Draper. They had Lil J, James Prince. Seemed like he worked it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a lot of infighting, a lot of backbiting. Let's learn from this, nephew.
You know, I make those decisions for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because at that meeting that 50 didn't show up with, Irv Gotti and them was worried about if something happened to 50, what Chaz was going to do. You understand? They was worried about whatever happened to 50. Yo, something happened to us. Yo, Slim, you ain't gonna you ain't gonna change your mind. Slim said, change my mind. He ain't even calling me. He ain't dealing with me. You know what I'm saying? Change my mind. I don't have nothing to do with that. He not with me. He not calling me back. He not speaking with me. So when they heard that, they felt that, and it wasn't supreme. Like everybody wanted, and it makes it bigger when people think it's supreme. You know, it wasn't supreme. The Murder Inc. people know who it was, and it wasn't supreme. The people who were standing there talking, Irv Gotti and them, who was sitting there talking, worrying about was Chaz was going to say anything, was Chaz going to change his mind, was Chaz people going to do anything if something happened to 50. That's how it went down. So they thought, okay, we're not going to pay the $250,000. We'll pay a $25,000.
Welcome to the Sir-ism Show. The show.
This ain't just something that I'm making up. They know it wasn't supreme. It was Irv Gotti and his people who put that on 50. That's why 50 hate them so much. You understand? So now, you understand, I call 50. 50 calls me back. Yo, Gene, you got a vest? I said, you gonna need one. He came over to the crib. I tried to fit him for one, and it didn't, you know, at that time I was 2X, 3X. He was extra large, a large. It wasn't happening. You understand? So I gave him a cover. I said, just have somebody put your panels in this and sew it up on the side. You know, sew it tight. So if you get hit, you know what I'm saying, it won't be loose. Just sew it up, take it to the, I guess he didn't want to do it. He took it. He took the cover. You know what I'm saying? But I guess he didn't use it. You know what I'm saying? But I told him that, bro, they coming at you. And so then we got into a conversation at Dre's studio. No, we got in a conversation in Puerto Rico at Jack the Rapper when he had blew up. And he had that first hit album. You understand? The Black Hands crew was there. Everybody that him and his crew was walking through. 50 stopped. Everything he was doing, it came right over to me. He said, Gene, they can't stop what God got planned. I said, you right, bro. Gave me that. They went on with his people. Next time I seen him, he was at Dre's studio. He was doing 2 songs with Scott Storch, Candy Shop and some other song. He was doing Candy Shop or some other song that he was doing with Scott Storch. We had a long conversation. And I was like, yo, bro, you stop fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been my own man. And he said, yo, Gene, you was part of Black Hands. You understand? That's how I met you. St. Chaz really told me. He said, I didn't know who to trust.
Okay. We talking about Big Gene Deal here, New York's finest, man. Former police, former bodyguard for Puff Daddy, been around a lot of the rappers, you know what I mean? They had the hip hop police. They had all these things the same way on the West Coast, we got Reggie White Jr., him and his father, longtime police officers, but they kind of toed the line. They kind of played under the radar to where they was a good cop, crooked cop, but what cop is a good cop? Hey, man, it ain't easy out here. So we speaking on Gene Deal. I got all my nephews, all my player partners up in here. What's up with you? Narratives and dialogues. What's up with you? Young Ted Matrix, Peaceful Peace. Salute to all the players, man, up in the giant. Yeah, man, we just going over it, man. This is the Sir-ism podcast, man, just in case you didn't know. Tap that like button, man. You understand me? Yeah, man. But check out old Gene Deal, fellas. My bigger players. Got his chain on. You know, he got the nice black shirt on. Few pieces of jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Look at the big player, man. Look like he got him some black pants on. Maybe got him some shoes with a little, a little color in them. Mostly black, bigger guy. A lot of women like big teddy bear guys, man. Got his beard groomed. Come on, nephew. You got to be clean and confident and charismatic. Oh, bitch. So, Gene Deal, man. Do you think he right? Do you think he wrong? But the part I get from it is, who can you trust, man? A lot of times on this YouTube, you YouTubians, you go to one channel, you can't go to another one. Oh, I don't like him. Oh, he backdoored me. Oh, I'm part of this sector. No, I ain't part of that sector. Oh, you was over there in the chat, so I don't like you. Oh, you was on the panel, so I don't like you when you come back over here because you're not a part of our sector.